This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
It is a well-known fact that taking risks can result in two things: success or failure. Some people say that taking risks brings new, very important findings, for example, in sports or science. Others argue that taking risks can cause failure or even death, for example, in finance or everyday life. Some say that taking risks is inherent in people, and others claim it contradicts the instinct of self-preservation. Taking risks is a bit of everything mentioned above, but there is no doubt that taking risks is not the same for each person. Taking risks is an essential and inevitable part of our lives. We all take risks, major or minor. I agree that if people want to succeed and achieve more, they have to risk, at least, from time to time, or as Schwalbe puts it, to try something new. I assume that all athletes take risks to establish their records. They are likely to follow the 40-30-30 rule, where 30 is the degree of the risk. This risk rule really works in sports and science since all experiments are risky. Scientists take risks and get their results. To my mind, Schwalbe is right to point out that most people regret what they haven't done rather than what they did. So, to get rid of one's regret, a person needs to follow their instincts. Nevertheless, it is necessary to admit that sometimes taking risks may cause very negative results. Therefore, it is necessary to be reasonable. I am impressed with the example provided by Ropeik about the woman who was afraid to fly because of terrorists. This woman decided to drive several states, and she died in a car crash. In this case, the woman should have considered the degree and possibility of risk in cars and planes. Regarding the fact that planes are the safest means of traveling and the fact that the possibility of terroristic acts repeating wasn't strong, this woman should have gone by plane. This proves that there are some cases where thoughtful reasoning is needed. Thoughtfulness is necessary in medicine, where people's lives are concerned. Doctors should carefully consider all the consequences and then make decisions. Doctors are not the only people concerned about health. People should mind their health themselves. Every risk here should be thought over thousands of times to make no harm to oneself or somebody else. At this point, I would like to return to my statement that each person has his or her notion of risk. Some may think that it is very risky to ride a bicycle, and some may be afraid to take a risk and visit another country or even an unfamiliar place. I am sure that a person who goes in for extreme sports may be very conservative in food and will never take a risk to taste some exotic dainty. Here, I don't have some religious or health restrictions, of course. These humble risks can be taken, and there is something that can inspire people to take such kind of risks. This is an example of another person. For instance, in the case of food, a person can see that other people taste that, so she can also try it. This person tries and, of course, starts trying to find those stupid reasons preventing from such a pleasant experience. After this, I am sure the person will continue taking such kinds of risks. As for me, I can't say that I risk all the time. I can't even provide any example of my big risk. I suppose my risks are still in the future. I know that I am not afraid to take risks, at least I haven't met some difficult situations when I was at risk. I want to mention my friend, who is afraid of speaking. I can't say she doesn't talk at all, but she is not a public speaker, and she will never speak on something she is not sure about, and if she is asked something she doesn't know thoroughly, she just keeps mum. My friend is afraid of making a mistake. To my mind, this is not right, for everyone knows if we don't make mistakes, we will never learn. In this connection, I would like to cite Carroll's admission that failure is a good thing. Though, I would disagree that success is boring. I'd rather admit that people should try to improve things that are successful. Carroll's daughter, who seeks further development, is a good example of this. To my mind, taking risks is essential for the whole of humanity. It is impossible to imagine where we could be now if our ancestors didn't risk to tame fire. These great and small risks lead people to new discoveries and opportunities. I think people should take risks and start something new. They can't just sit and talk about the achievements of others. They should take a chance and risk, leaving their fear behind, without being afraid of failure, because failure will only show the right way to go and succeed. This essay on taking risks conception was written and submitted by a student just like you. The Ivy Panda Samples database hosts thousands of works similar to this one, on various subjects. Visit ivypanda.com to find what you are looking for.